What do you think, Brian? We got enough?
Well, it all depends how hungry you are, Sir Lancelot.
I tell you what you do. You take those back to Camelot and tell the cook to get started on them. I'll go around the trap, see if there are any there.
I'm sorry, madam. I apologize if I've hurt you. But you really must be more careful with that bow of yours. You nearly killed me just now. As a matter of interest, just exactly what were you aiming at?
You.
Ha! Who are you and where do you come from?
As if you didn't know.
I'm sorry I don't. This time I don't apologize. Being a woman doesn't give you the liberty to go around killing people. You take me to the chief of your tribe.
You mean that?
Of course I do. You need someone to look after you.
Well, let me go then.
You promise to behave?
What can I do now? You've got the dagger?
Come on.
Hey, come here. Come here, quick. It's a man. Helga's found a man.
A man? It isn't a man, it's a knight.
But what's he doing here? With Helga?
Trust Helga.
Come on.
Morning, ladies.
This way if you want to see our chief. Over here. Hold the horse.
Oh, thank you.
Put your sword there.
Hmm? Oh.
In there.
Door! Open this door! What are you up to? Come on, open this door!
Who are you?
I'm a knight of the Round Table. Lancelot of the Lake.
Sir Lancelot. Oh, thank you. My prayers, Lord.
Oh, no. You mustn't cry. You won't be able to tell me about your difficulties.
Sorry. It wasn't very becoming behavior in a princess.
A princess?
I'm Anne of Wessex, daughter of King Athelred.
At your service, ma'am. I must confess, I'm even more baffled than I was before. What sort of a place is this that has a captive princess and is peopled only by women?
It's a tribe of shepherds. During the winter months, the men drive their flocks down to the valleys, where the grazing's better.
All of them?
All except the very old.
The women stay behind and have to defend the village as if they were men.
They manage only too well.
Yes, so I've noticed. But why have they captured you?
For a long time, there's been trouble between this tribe and my father. Last week, one of the knights was shot at by an arrow. He said one of these women did it.
Very likely.
I didn't believe it at the time. Then my father said he was going to attack the village and burn it. I thought I could talk to the women here and make a settlement. But as soon as I showed myself, I was imprisoned.
I see. What do they intend to do with you?
I don't know. That's what's so terrifying. Nobody will tell me.
If we're not careful, Helga, we'll soon have half of King Athelred's court as our prisoners. First his daughter, now one of his knights.
What shall we do with him, Martha?
Who is no use to us. We might send him back to his king with a message.
Saying what?
That unless the attacks on our village cease, Princess Anne will burn at the stake.
Do you think King Athelred will believe that?
The knight will convince him as soon as he sees that we are serious.
Well, how will he see that?
We'll give him a demonstration. Get the women to prepare some wood.
What's this for? The Princess Anne. She's to be burned at the stake. Not really.
Oh, of course not. Don't be foolish.
Then what's it for? Well, threats. Bluff. When Athelred learns that we have his daughter and are ready to burn her at the stake, he'll leave us in peace. Well, how's he to learn? Who's to tell him? Well, that knight that Helga brought in. Was he one of Athelred's men? Well, where else could he have come from? Too bad. Why? He's so handsome. Anyway, Helga's taking him to the chief now. Oh, there they are now.
You know, that sword's really too heavy for you. I tell you what I'll do. I'll give you my word not to try and escape until after I've seen your chief.
I know what a promise is worth from one of your sort. Take the girl. Tie her to the stake. Bring fire.
Leave it alone! I warn you, if you don't release the princess immediately, I shall forget that you're women.
Release her. Who is this?
I told you about him. I don't know his name. He's one of Athelred's knights.
You're a fool, Helga. No knight of Athelred's bears that charge upon his tabard.
I congratulate you on your knowledge of heraldry, madam. Whoever you may be.
I am Marta, wife of Ulrich, chief of our tribe. In my husband's absence, I perform his duties. And you, sir?
My name is Lancelot of the Lake.
I knew he couldn't be one of Athelred's men.
I must ask you to forgive the zeal of this woman.
Is that what you call it? Zeal?
We live in difficult times. If you knew our story, you would understand. However, it is no affair of yours. You are at liberty to go. Helga, return his sword.
Thank you. I have no intention of going without the Princess Anne.
The princess is no concern of yours. She is my guest.
Guest? Is this the way you usually treat your guests? To burn them at the stake?
Nobody has been burnt.
I would have been, if Sir Lancelot hadn't stopped them.
That was just to make clear the danger you're in if you and your father don't abandon your present plan.
Plan? What is your plan?
I don't know what she means. I've never done any wrong to this tribe, nor has my father.
Either you are a fool, or you lie. Come with me. Sir Lancelot, if you are determined to involve yourself in this affair, you may join us.
Very well.
Here is the grave of Bart, a messenger to your father under the flag of truce. Unarmed, he was killed at the gates of your castle. Here is Wyler, and here Machen and others who perished by order of King Athelred.
I can't believe that my father should do that. Are you positive? Mightn't it be someone else trying to make trouble between your people and mine?
I believe you are foolish after all.
Athelred is a strong king. Why should he fear your tribe?
It is not fear which drives him, it is greed. He covets our land and our flocks.
Is this true?
Well, it's true my father is always trying to increase the wealth of his kingdom.
Why doesn't he simply take your lands by force?
He fears retaliation from King Arthur. There is an old treaty between our tribe and Athelred's kingdom. He wants us to be the first to break it openly. That will give him an excuse to tear up the treaty.
And now you've given him that excuse.
What do you mean?
You've captured the Princess Anne.
The princess is our only hope of forcing Athelred to leave us alone. Until he agrees to respect the treaty, she remains a hostage.
Supposing Athelred ignores your threats and attacks, you wouldn't really burn an innocent girl.
Why not? Innocent women of my tribe have been killed by Athelred.
Marta, let me go to Athelred. Perhaps I can explain your terms to him.
What good would that do?
Perhaps he'll listen to me.
Oh, I'm sure he'd listen to Sir Lancelot. Especially if he knows that I'm in danger.
Very well. I am prepared to try anything.
Will you give me your word that nothing will happen to the princess while I'm away?
No, I can't do that. But I promise that nothing will happen to her so long as Athelred leaves us in peace.
Lancelot of the Lake to see King Athelred.
He's in the great hall, sir.
You please wait in here.
Thank you. I'm Sir Lancelot of the Lake. I have an urgent message for your king. It concerns his daughter, the princess.
Where is the princess?
She's the prisoner of a tribe 10 leagues to the north of here.
Which tribe?
A tribe whose present leader is a woman, and whose only defenders are women.
The shepherds.
Yes.
Will you come this way?
Yes?
I have a message of importance for His Majesty.
Come in.
His Majesty is engaged in an affair of state and cannot see you.
But this is incredible. His daughter is captive. Her very life is threatened. Surely there's nothing more important to him than that.
Sorry, he will not be disturbed.
Oh.
What do you think you're doing?
Forgive me for bursting in on you like this, Your Majesty.
Go away, get out. Can't you see I'm busy?
Your daughter...
What about my daughter?
She's a prisoner.
So it's true. She's always getting into trouble because she interferes with my affairs. I've told her to keep away from those savages.
Her life is in danger.
Rubbish. Idle gossip. Mere threats. They wouldn't harm her, a bunch of peasant women.
I assure you that the princess will remain in peril until you restore that treaty.
Do you charge me with violation of the treaty? My knights will prepare to ride.
Are you incapable of understanding anything at all? If your men move into that village, your daughter will be burnt at the stake.
Remove this man. Throw him in the dungeon.
But your daughter, she'll be killed.
Take him away.
women once and for all.
Athelred and his knights. They've left the castle. They're coming this way.
Bring the princess, tie her to the stake, and sound the alarm.
Get the girl. Tie her to the stake.
My mission was a failure. As I left the castle, the call to arms was sounding.
Then Athelred doesn't care what happens to his daughter.
He doesn't believe you'll carry out your threat.
You'll see. Look.
You can't do it, Marta. Release her now. Let her show herself as free. Then Athelred will have no excuse for attacking you.
It's too late. We held her captive. That's excuse enough for him.
But it's your only hope.
No. Our only hope is that Athelred stops before his daughter suffers.
Murdering Anne is not going to save your village.
Bring torches!
Herald, sound another challenge. Knights, prepare to move against the village.
If Athelred doesn't withdraw to his own lands, his daughter shall burn before his eyes. If you try to rescue her, you will certainly kill some of my people. But even a Lancelot cannot prevail against a whole village, even a village of women.
What are we waiting for? Why don't we burn her? Burn her now!
Silence!
Yes,
Silence! Silence! Fools! We must wait. Alive, she is the only bargaining power we have. Dead, she is utterly useless. You will stand by your arms and wait my orders. And remember, you must fulfill your allotted tasks without question. You must keep a clear vision of what must be done to free ourselves forever from this tyrant. Listen carefully. The sick, aged, and children will take refuge in the caves. All valuables must be hidden. Those of an age to bear arms will wait my signal to defend the village. Water! Get water, quickly.
Now stay here, you'll be all right.
You shouldn't have done it. You should have left me there.
Don't be foolish, they'd have killed you.
That's just it. They wouldn't have touched me. It was all play acting. They just wanted to frighten my father.
So Athelred knew them better than either of us.
Where are you going?
I'm going back to the village. Women with sticks and stones are no match for armed knights. I'm going to see if I can help them. Stay here, you'll be all right. Withdraw your women. She'll not stop him now.
You shouldn't have taken her. We wouldn't have harmed her.
Exactly. And Athelred knew it. You haven't a hope against mounted knights.
We can die fighting.
You're not going to. When Athelred gets here, he must find this village deserted.
No.
Now listen to me, Marta.
Well, at least there'll be no massacre. Thank heavens they've all fled.
As I knew they would. Only a sentimental ninny like Anne would imagine the women fighting for their tribes. Search the village. Examine every hut. Take an inventory of money, valuables, all movable property.
Champion of this village, I challenge you to combat Athelred.
Kings don't fight with vassals. Evanston! Blair! Giles!
It's no use calling your knights. They are otherwise engaged.
Poppycock! Evanston! Blair! Giles! Treachery.
That word comes well from you. Well, do you fight or yield?
I accept your pledge of fealty, King Athelred, on 2 conditions. First, that you faithfully swear to keep and observe your ancient treaty of peace with the shepherds. Do you agree?
I agree.
Second, that your daughter, the Princess Anne, shall remain here at Camelot as lady-in-waiting to Queen Guinevere.
Anne? Does she want to remain here?
I understand so. At the particular request of one of my knights. Is that agreed?
It is agreed.
Good. Now you may rise and return home. But think on what fate holds for those who try to oppress the weak.
Did Arthur say weak?
Never underestimate the power of a woman.
Ever again.
Now listen to my story, yes, listen while I sing of days of old in England when Arthur was the king. In days of old, when knights were bold, this story's told of Lancelot